Supercar Garage. Today we're excited to talk about something that's not really just a repair, it's an upgrade. The McLaren battery in all generations of the cars. The battery is fragile. It's actually a very good lithium-ion pack, which is robust, but there's also a computer module inside the battery that talks to the car via the CAN bus, and it basically reports the health of the battery. The problem lies in that module can either fail just on its own, or maybe you jump start the car, the module becomes ineffective anymore, doesn't work. Your battery may still work. You can start the car, drive it, but you get a battery fault on the dash, the windows don't go all the way up, the car just starts misbehaving. It does some really weird, quirky things. So, we've got a module right now that emulates the computer inside the battery externally. What this does is it allows you to use any battery you want. You want to use an aftermarket lithium-ion battery? Yes. You want to use a very inexpensive lead-acid battery? Yes. You want to continue to use your McLaren battery that still starts, runs, and drives the car, but you have a fault on the dash saying that your battery module is bad? Yes. Lots of different flexibility. Primarily, though, this unhandcuffs you from having to buy the McLaren battery. And the truth is, a lot of people don't mind buying the McLaren battery, even though it's very cost prohibitive. Sometimes these things are on national back order. There's 3 generations of battery. We can show you a picture of those in a moment. All 3 generations have been replaced with generation 3. They no longer manufacture the first 2 generations. The problem with that, if your car came with the earlier battery, you have to buy brackets, adapters, cables, and a new battery. It can be well over $4,000. A lot. So this little module here is going to save the day. We're going to show you how to install it on this 720S. And if you'd like to order one of these because you have the same problem, you need to take care of that, check the comments below. We'll put some information. We'll start by saying this. The McLaren battery is extremely lightweight. I'm not a strong guy. This is about 17 pounds, but again, the computer inside this battery has failed. This is a 2nd generation battery. We're going to put that to the side, and we've gone down to our local parts store and we've purchased this battery here, which for the 2nd generation battery, it's going to be a 94R, 94 reverse battery. This is a common size. It fits within our brackets. We're able to use the same ground strap, and this is the little plug that plugs into the OEM battery and it talks to the rest of the car. Our module, if we can kind of think about it, we're gonna hook it up in a very specific way. We're going to ground the module first, then we will add the power. The module may not operate properly if you don't do it in the sequence. Ground first, then power, and then once the light starts to flash, we can plug this into the car and leave it permanently connected. It's very simple, just to use some double-sided sticky tape, position your module here on top of the battery, everything goes back together, and it works great. To make things simple, I've got this incredibly expensive battery isolator. I've disconnected my positive so that I can isolate the positive as I connect this terminal. Okay? So, let's get going. Of course, we've done a little bit of disassembly before we got started here. These ring connectors should be large enough to not give you any challenges right out of the box. Remember, we have the positive disconnected at the moment. Very important. You want your terminal to be snug enough that it doesn't wiggle. Make sure this is not loose also. That can cause you a lot of trouble if it is. We've got our harness disconnected at the moment. Let's go ahead and connect our positive terminal, and we've got the multimeter down here. We're gonna show you the voltage as we turn this on in a minute. See the car start charging and basically just working its magic. Let's put our positive terminal on. I like to use this connector inside the fuse box on top of the battery. You could connect it here or any of the other terminals. It's kind of your choice. They're all going to give the same result. Remember, we've isolated the positive terminal. I'm sure you have one of these isolators in your home somewhere. You don't have to run out and spend a lot of money. Just don't take it from something that belongs to your wife or better half. They may be mad and want it back. And I don't think they're getting it back after I removed it. Okay, so let's get my test lead out of the way. Again, so you can see just it's taken 2 minutes, right? Once we've accessed the battery, we're here. We've got this on. Now we can reconnect our positive battery terminal. And tighten it up. Again, be sure that you've pushed this all the way down. It's fully engaging and is tight. Wiggle test. Snap that back on. We're installed. Now, let's go start the car, see where it's doing without this connected, and then we'll see the difference with it connected. Okay, again, we've chosen a generic, inexpensive lead-acid battery at the moment because this customer actually would like to have a newer lithium battery, but it's not available at the moment. He wants to get back on the road today. A normal lead-acid battery is going to rest around 12.5 volts, fully charged. We can see the battery is fully charged. The car's not running. If this were a lithium-ion battery pack, we might be seeing 13.5 volts. Just a little extra information, but either way, it works perfect in the car. Let's go take a look at the dash in the car as we start things up. Okay, so right now the car's misbehaving a bit. We don't have the battery emulator plugged in. I can't really turn the ignition on and just have the car at a steady state and show you the dash lit up. We're going to go ahead and start the car, go see where the battery voltage goes, and then we're going to plug in our emulator. To the message center, we can now go to the battery, and of course it says battery fault. This is the problem. There's no emulator plugged up. The car cannot see what's happening to the battery. Let's go resolve that issue. The car's running. We can see we're losing voltage. We've started the car. The voltage is dropping. The car's not charging properly. Okay, we've plugged the car in. We can see the battery voltage is climbing. Our module, the light is flickering. It's doing its job. This is one and done. We've plugged this in. It's going to do its job. We've got no more issues. Time to go enjoy the car. And let's take a look at our battery health now. We're back in our menu on battery. We can see that our battery voltage is climbing. The car's happy again. So let's recap that. Supercar Garage, home of the McMedics, or McMedics.com. We've been exclusively granted the right to bring this to you. We're thrilled. We have an electrical engineer who owned a McLaren, had the same problem. He said, this is crazy. He solved the problem. Here it is. This battery emulator saves the day. You're no longer tethered, and you can see we've got a very nice clean installation. We can use whatever battery you like, or you can go back to the McLaren battery at any given time. Your choice. So, as I said, in the comments below, you're going to find the ability to find this item either at supercargarageatl.com or mcmedics.com. We appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you on the next tech tip.